Good evening, 47. Today we present an unusual challenge to you. After the monopoly on the assassination scene was ended by the exposure of the ICA, many amateur organizations jumped to this newfound opportunity, causing a number of trigger-happy newbies to attempt to mass murder their way to greatness. Obviously, we cannot allow the world to go into fear because of these wannabe assassins. If there's one thing that's certain, it's that these rival organizations are afraid of what we have been up to, and more so, what our next plan of action is going to be. Here's the deal. If we can send a message to these amateur organizations by proving once and for all that we are the greatest assassins on the scene, and that we do not intend to stop, we may scare these murderers into ceasing their actions. So, how do we prove that? The task is simple but difficult, 47. Go back to all the previous locations you have faced before and complete them without getting seen, without using disguises, and most importantly, without using any items. It will allow you to use keys, keycards, and other intel items, but any item that would end up in your inventory is not allowed to be used. You're not even allowed to use disguises that grant no benefits or even drawbacks, such as the patient in Hokkaido, the scarecrow in Colorado, or the stalker in Bangkok. Furthermore, we must force you to complete these levels in master mode wherever it's applicable. To make this grueling task a bit more comprehensible, here's a list of all the objectives you need to complete this way. It includes 53 targets and objectives in the main 3 games as missions, 5 objectives of the special assignments, 12 objectives of the Patient Zero campaign, 5 objectives for the bonus missions, 7 objectives in the campaign for the Sarajevo 6, and then Holiday Hoarders and the Hokkaido Snow Festival for a total of 85 targets and objectives across 42 missions. This is one grueling task, 47. However, as you have proved in the past, I know you do love yourself a challenge. I will leave you to prepare. This mission serves as one of 2 tutorials, and as such it's not too difficult. We make our way onto the staff entrance and take care of the mechanic that's there. I then peekaboo one mechanic to get him out of view. This means getting nearly spotted, which causes the mechanic to investigate where he last saw me. This is also the technique I will be using the most to distract certain NPCs. I clear the area of mechanics and then move to the top of the boat where I knock out a security guard. We then trigger the alarm, causing our target to move to his office while the guards look for an intruder, allowing me to take care of him without getting seen. We then extract the way we came, giving us our first mission completion. The other tutorial mission treats us a bit more gently. We make our way through a security checkpoint and then take out 2 soldiers before climbing up a pipe. We then peekaboo Jasper into the bathroom before employing the ancient strategy of Yeet. What's the ancient strategy of Yeet? Yeet! On to the first real story mission. We arrive in Paris in the Palace Gardens. We start by taking out a security guard and hide him behind a limousine. We then knock out a person with a beanie, and then his friend when he returns, and we also take their invitations to the auction. These invitations are intel items as they do not end up in my inventory. After clearing out this section, we wait inside for Victor to talk to Valerie St. Clair, after which he'll go outside to the Palace Gardens. We then subdue Victor's bodyguard, which causes Victor to spot me, losing me my silent assassin rating. The way this game works, if someone sees you performing something suspicious or illegal, you lose your silent assassin rating. If you then kill that person, it will no longer count as being seen, but instead as a non-target kill. However, if the person who sees you is a target, you can regain your silent assassin rating by killing them as long as they haven't compromised you to anyone else. This means that your target can spot you, and as long as nobody else has seen you, you can kill them and regain your silent assassin rating. This is exactly what we'll be doing right here. After taking care of the bodyguard, we punch Victor and drag both the bodies around the corner, before snapping Victor's neck, giving us our silent assassin rating back. Using the invitations from the NPCs we knocked out earlier, we make our way up to the auction where we go into the attic. We peekaboo a guard and hide the body before peekabooing the guard in Dahlia's bathroom. While he's investigating, we distract another guard and knock him out. When the original guard returns, he sees the dropped gun and he's gonna drop it off in a safe location. During that time, we subdue Dahlia's assistant before punching Dahlia and killing her. Then we hide both the bodies and extract. In Sapienza, we start in the morgue, where we wait on a scientist who carries both a key card and the kill code for the virus. With these 2 intel items, we can get into the biolab and get rid of the virus. For now, we make our way into the mansion and take care of the chef before sneaking towards the observatory. We take care of some more guards before grabbing the VHS tape. Like the virus kill code, this is not an inventory item, but it does unlock an interaction, in this case with the VHS player. When we put the tape in, Silvio comes in shortly after and then he sends his guards away. This allows us to kill Silvio and hide his body before hiding from the guards until they leave. We sneak upstairs to Francesca's office and tail her for a bit. We take care of a guard on the terrace and one of Francesca's personal guards, as well as destroying the camera recorder. I then follow Francesca to her office where we knock out her one remaining guard before killing Francesca. Sneaking back downstairs, we make our way to the field lab where we knock out 2 security guards up here, then a scientist next to the kill code laptop, and lastly a security guard at the plane. When I then insert the kill code, we can just run towards the plane and extract. This mission is a doozy from the get-go. We start on the lamp store rooftop where we knock out 2 soldiers before knocking out the head of security and grabbing her keycard. We head to the school and knock out the 2 soldiers that guard the entrance. Then make our way to the consulate by sneaking through the garage and up the stairs. When nobody's facing my way, I open the door with a keycard and wait in this empty office until Strandberg makes his way in, giving me an easy first kill. I go to the school through the opening I created earlier, but then realize I forgot to grab the school key. So we go to the headmaster's rooftop, peekaboo him, and hide his body. Then, in the school, I turn on the intercom and wait upstairs. When Reza comes in to berate the soldiers that were trash-talking him, I crush him underneath a loose toilet, giving me an accident kill. I then extract in the town square. This mission is horrible because one of the targets is nearly impossible to single out. First off, we start in our suite and make our way to the kitchen where we steal the cake topper destined for Jordan Cross's birthday party. We sneak upstairs by going through the basement and steal a letter from this guy called Neil. Then I finally place the cake topper in the birthday party and hide in the crate, and when Jordan sends everyone away, I smother him in it before hiding his body. I then make my way back to the hotel lobby where I use my only save. The reason why this mission is so horrible is because of the camera that guards the letter tray. Placing the letter causes Ken Morgan to make his way to a separate room, sending everyone away in the process. This is the only way I've been able to single out Ken in this mission without any inventory items. The problem is that this camera has a very small dead angle, which leaves me with a very small window of time to place the letter without getting recorded. After resetting upwards of 30 times, I finally place the letter without getting seen, and then I take care of Ken in the linen room after he sends the others away. I then extract through the basement. Colorado is the most infamously difficult level of the original Hitman, but in this challenge, it was surprisingly doable. We sneak our way into the compound and into a side shed where we peekaboo and kill both Sean Rose and Maya Parvati, giving us our first 2 target kills in the first 3 minutes. Sneaking through the back of the compound, we make our way to Ezra's shack where we take care of the 2 elite guards who patrol there, and then we wait in a closet for Ezra to return. When he does, we kill him and hide his body in the same closet. Making one more big circle around the compound, nearly getting spotted several times along the way, we make our way into a window in the side of the main house where we knock out a single hacker and hide his body before hiding from Penelope when she comes in. We kill her and hide her body and quickly hide in the basement from the patrolling guards. We then extract from a side gate. The last mission in Hitman 2016 takes us to Hokkaido, where we wake up in our suite and immediately trigger a fire alarm, sending the nearby guards into a panic, causing them to search for a perpetrator and allowing me to disable the hospital's cameras. We then make our way into the morgue, taking care of one security guard and hiding his body. We then trigger another fire alarm to get the guards and the organ storage to move out, but as their movement pattern is random, I needed to reset upwards of 20 times to finally destroy the donor heart. I move out to the back of the sauna and increase its temperature, causing the guests to move out, allowing Yuki to move in. When she goes in, I hold the door shut, boiling her alive and allowing me to extract with the snow scooters. This is the simplest mission of the story missions of the Hitman trilogy. After hacking Alma's computer, I hide in her closet until she goes to bed. When she does, I smother her and extract while everyone's asleep. At the boat, I peekaboo the 3 guards one by one, allowing me to get out for a very easy silent assassin rating. For this mission, I really wanted to kill Robert and Sierra Knox at the same time by making Robert drop onto Sierra's race car. It took a while to figure out, but here's how I did it. We start by taking care of the cameras and sneaking into the Kronstadt building. After getting rid of basically the floor's entire population, we take the USB override dongle from Robert's desk and we then insert the code into the satellite dish. When Robert comes to investigate, he'll at some point say that he sees Sierra's car, at which point we'll push him off the roof, which causes him to fall onto it, killing both my targets with ease. Both of the levels in Santa Fortuna are rather difficult. For now, Three-Headed Serpent starts off very swiftly, with me sneaking into Martinez's compound by climbing over the wall, peekabooing her outside her balcony, and then tossing her into the river below. I take care of the remaining people on the floor and then disable the cameras. I make my way to the Delgado mansion where I climb a vine over a wall and then I follow a few guards. When everyone faces away, I move into Hector's bedroom. When Hector moves into the bathroom, I knock him out and wait for Rico to come by. I peekaboo him, kill him, and hide the body behind the bar. I move out the mansion the way I came, except now I exit through a side gate that leads to Franco's wheat plant. I move to his shed, take care of the worker there, and when Franco arrives, I kill him and hide his body and swiftly extract via the helicopter. This mission is decently difficult, but relatively doable. We start in the Charles and instantly adjust the Kashmirian sniper scope before moving to Rangan's tower. After taking care of the cameras, we grab a tube of paint and secretly place it in the painter's paint box, and we move on to Vanya's shop. After climbing into the train yard and moving along the rafters, we fall next to the cleansing pool where we'll drown Vanya Shah right after Dawood Rangan gets sniped. After this, we move out of the train yard and climb up the hill, taking care of one guard outside and two on top of the house. We raise the flag and the maelstrom moves onto the hill. When he comes into our line of sight, we peekaboo him in the upstairs room and kill him there. Move off the hill the same way we came and extract using the nearby boat. We start this mission by running into Nolan Cassidy's garage. We take care of two guards and also grab Janice's litter on the way. We disable the cameras, grab the microfilm, and knock out two more guards on this floor. We run upstairs, taking out two more guards up here and then trigger Cassidy's gun room alarm. Cassidy runs up the stairs with his guard patiently strolling behind, and we can snap Cassidy's neck when he enters the room. We grab the lawsuit files as we extract, and before going to Janice's house, we make a quick stop at the vacant house, which has an attic where we can play the microfilm. When it finishes, it counts as us having found all clues. When we get into Janice's house, we sneak into his bedroom closet and kill him once he arrives. We get out by taking the bus. This mission is probably the most annoying of the main story missions. To start off, I sneak up to the area where the wake is going to be held. Over here, I take care of all the guards, including one patrolling guard below me and Zoe's personal guard. At one point, I could get spotted by the guard up there, who I can only imagine is placed up there solely to prevent people from doing this exact thing. However, we managed to clear the wake, and then we peekaboo Zoe over and kill her by dropping her off the cliff. Sophia is a little bit less stressful as we can sneak upstairs while nearly getting spotted a few times, but then we can peekaboo Sophia into an empty hallway and snap her neck while she's in there. We extract the same way we came and exit at the drainage pipe. In this mission, we need to both kill Athena Savalas and collect some data from the bank. Normally, you'd get a vault data core from the bank's vault, but as this counts as an item, I'll be grabbing the 3 backup data drives instead. We climb down a staircase and move to a hallway where an ex-employee of the bank is mad about the fact that he got fired. We subdue both the guard and the ex-employee and then subdue Mateo Perez, one of the backup data disk carriers. We move upstairs to Athena Savalas' office where we peekaboo her into her side room and then kill her and collect her data disk. We move around the entire bank and then subdue Fabian Mann, carrier of the last data disk. We move out the way we came and extract out the front door. Haven is a bit of a doozy, as Tyson Williams is one of the hardest targets yet. I start by getting rid of Jason Portman and removing the safety pin on a latch, which will later cause Ludmila Vetrova to fall through and drown. I make my way to Stephen Bradley's island while the guards are facing away, and I take care of a waiter, a guest, and a bodyguard, leaving a shotgun behind on Stephen's path. When he eventually sees the gun, his guard keeps on running, leaving Stephen behind, allowing me to kill him. Then, after taking care of one more guard at the plane and a little bit of rerouting because my old route was too slow, I make my way into the mansion where I take out Tyson's bodyguard before waiting for the doctor. When he leaves, I take care of both the butler and Tyson Williams himself before leaving the mansion and extracting via the plane. Dubai starts off Hitman 3 and it's one of the easiest missions yet. When you normally play through this mission, Lucas Gray tells you to go to a map terminal which then has him guide you through the entire mission. I can do this mission without a map terminal though, and we make our way backstage, climb the tower, steal a keycard, rearrange the meetings, and then hide in a crate. When Marcus and Carl arrive, I activate the secure meeting room where I kill both of them. I then extract in the elevator below. Starting behind the mansion in Dartmoor, I climb up a pipe and onto Alexa Carlisle's balcony. After getting rid of all the guards on this floor, I get the case file and wait for Alexa to return. However, when she does, she makes this weird turnaround and does another cycle before going back into her office. After a bit of improvisation, I get rid of Alexa's guard and then Alexa herself before extracting through the front gate using the motorcycle. Starting in the front of the club, I start by moving upstairs, climbing up the building, and moving up a ladder. Using the sound of my footsteps, I trick the guard into looking my way before peekabooing him. I then toss Agent Green off the roof before knocking out one more guard. I then kick 2 bags of bricks off the roof, killing Agent Davenport and Agent Thames. I move over the roof to the biker hideout and I knock out one biker before tossing Agent Tremaine off the roof. Lastly, I move to the hideout's drug plant and peekaboo Agent Rhodes, allowing me to snap his neck before extracting on the bicycle. I start this mission by going to the more difficult target, Imogen Royce. I climb into this courtyard where I enter the code 0118 on the keypad and then enter the facility. I hack some windows to prevent people from seeing me and I steal an access dongle to move down a floor, knock out a statistician and hide the body before hacking the vents in the room. When Imogen Royce comes over, I peekaboo her behind the screen and then climb through the vent. While she's investigating, I move through one vent and out the other to knock out Royce's guard before killing her. We move out of the facility through the escape latch, knocking out 2 more guards on the way, and then I sneak and climb my way into Hush's lab. I knock out the people in the break room, and after Hush finds the gun, leaves, does some testing, and then returns, I throw his body off the roof. I then extract on the nearby rooftop. This mission is horrible because Tamara Vidal is nearly impossible to single out. We're starting with Don Yates though, and as we sneak into his mansion, I climb up a pipe and wait in his bedroom. First, his wife arrives, who I knock out, then I kill Don when he comes in shortly after. When I make my way to the party, I knock out a bodyguard and use his keycard to sneak backstage, knocking out a waiter in the process. The next time Tamara and Diana come over, I knock out one of the bodyguards. When they return the next time, I knock out the other bodyguard, and then I kill Tamara when she comes up the stairs. I then dance with Diana to end the mission. At first, I thought this mission was impossible. Then, I saw a video by Jotes where he launched up using the subdue glitch, but it no longer works. I thought this would be the end of the run, but after recording all the other story missions for Hitman 1, 2, and 3, I knew I was experienced enough to make it through the entire train. I won't show the entire run to you, as it's basically all peekaboo, find gun, knockout. Peekaboo, find gun, knockout. Over and over and over again. So instead, here you can just see the constant dying. For the last story mission in Hitman 3, we have Ambrose Island. This mission is relatively easy, especially after the Carpathian Mountains. I start by sneaking into the meeting room and knocking out a guard. I then move into Akka's pirate camp, destroy the cameras, and then I kill Akka in the hostage room. After climbing up the tower and triggering the light signal, I move back into the meeting room where I subdue and kill Noel Crest. After knocking out 2 guards in the nearby cave, I turn off a generator and then disable the safety of the satellite system, and then I overload the control unit. I then use the GPS extractor to exit. Returning back to Santa Fortuna, I now need to take care of Blair Reddington and retrieve his book. Also, from now on, the missions will be on professional difficulty as Master Mode does not exist for the rest of the missions. I knock out a few soldiers and then simply grab one of Blair Reddington's guards before grabbing the other, then killing Blair himself. To get the book, I clear the entire area around the shaman's hut of guards, and then I grab the book from the table, then I wait for the bus to extract. Probably the most laughable of the side missions, Illusions of Grandeur features Basil Carnaby, a hypnotist. I volunteer to be hypnotized, after which he'll lead me to a private room with just him and his guard. You know what that means.
Now that we have a little privacy, how about you empty your...
Hey, goddamn!
He's gonna change voices again.
What are you doing? Yeah.
And that is it. So now we're gonna show to the people what happens if you're a fraud. Yeet. After tossing him off the balcony, I make my way out of Mumbai. After making my way into the race area and grabbing an invitation to the VIP area, I climb over a wall and start getting rid of a saleswoman, a salesman, and the security guard next to the forklift. After taking care of AJ's personal guard, I trigger the alarm on the forklift, which allows me to just grab and kill AJ and then leave via the front gate. For someone who is as paranoid as Galen Voles, it's really not a good idea to leave your basement door unlocked. I grab a keycard from the table and disable the house's security system, sending Galen's guard to investigate. After Galen moves upstairs to talk with the cops, I peekaboo him, allowing me to kill him and hide the body before climbing out the same window and moving to the bus stop. Starting off the Patient Zero campaign is The Source. After grabbing the bottle of vodka from the kitchen, I make my way to the exhibit where I run past this waiter and then up the stairs. After climbing up behind one guard and subduing another, I pour the vodka into the fire retardant liquid. When Nabazov and Sister Yıldız come over, I peekaboo Sister Yıldız, allowing me to kill her and move out while Nabazov performs the ritual, eventually baking himself alive. I get out with a boat in front of the hotel. This mission has a bit of a 10-minute time limit, as after 10 minutes the targets will meet, after which Craig Black will leave Sapienza, failing me the mission. I knock out a Ghostface lookalike to get an invitation, then a church staff member and a guard, allowing me to get rid of the cameras. When Craig goes to sign a book, I knock out his personal bodyguard too. After knocking out another church staff member, a gardener, 2 patrolling guards, and 2 stationary bodyguards, the graveyard is clear of prying eyes. When the targets meet, I peekaboo Craig and subdue Brother Akram, tossing them both off the edge into the sea and then picking up the viral weapon. I get out through the city gates. This mission is the only sniper mission, and as I can't make my way off of the tower that I'm standing on, I'm forced to use the sniper. As this level literally forces me to stay here, I'll exclude the use of the sniper from breaking the rules. Anyway, Bradley Payne is as simple as distracting the 2 guards at the house, then shooting him. My 4 randomized targets are a hacker, which we kill by distracting the cooks, a sleeping guard, who I blow up, a demolitionist, who's running away because of the explosion, who I shoot, then one of the guards, who I distracted earlier, who also gets shot. Easy, silent assassin. This mission is the only one where I kill people other than my 2 main targets. You'd think I wouldn't be allowed to, because that wouldn't be silent assassin. However, you'll see why it's allowed. After climbing into the hospital bathroom, I make my way into the isolation ward where I grab a scientist and then kill Owen Cage, giving me the Nabazov virus. Anyone who I come near will get the virus, marking them as targets. I use this to my advantage to clear basically the entire morgue of people, allowing me to kill all of them before grabbing the antidote, getting rid of the virus permanently. I make my way upstairs and subdue a scientist and use his body to open the doors to the research center. After subduing one other scientist, Klaus Liebleed will hear me and come to investigate. He can't see through the glass, so he doesn't spot me, but he only hears me. When he arrives, I grab him around the corner and kill him, and then extract in the mountains. Marking our first bonus mission is the Icon. Singling out Dino Bosco was decently difficult at first, but when I found this route it became quite simple. After grabbing a shop key from the door of the town hall, I make my way to the side of all the guards, knocking out a few special effects people in the process. After opening the shop and getting rid of a few more people, I just have to wait for Dino to do a shooting sequence. When he does, I peekaboo him over and kill him before extracting through the city gates. Keeping the same destination of Sapienza, Landslide is up next. I sabotage a camera which sends an assistant to come check it out. When he goes back to his apartment, I stall his guard and then knock him out before entering the apartment and knocking out the assistant too. I pick up Abiyadi's schedule and tell him one of the meetings has moved. I go to the graveyard where Marco is now alone, and then I toss him into the sea before he's any the wiser. Extract via the city gates again. This mission has one of the hardest targets that I had to figure out, namely Matthew Mendoza. We'll start by knocking out 2 NPCs, namely Cody and this homeless lady. After that, I make my way across the town square to sneak into a closed carpet shop, giving me the Shisha Cafe key after knocking out a guard. I open the Shisha Cafe and peekaboo the guard at the bar and Kong Tao Kwang's bodyguard into the back. I then raise the water level and drop the chandelier in, electrocuting my target. After this, I go to a nearby mechanic and wait for Matthew Mendoza. If I didn't knock him out, Cody would meet me right here and just stop and stare into nothingness. This trick is very specific, so here we go. I turn on the power outlet right as everyone except Matthew Mendoza looks away. This causes him to spot me, but as this action is suspicious, not illegal but suspicious, he'll chase me as long as he has a line of sight on me. I use this to lure him into the back of the Shisha Cafe where I knock him out and kill him, grabbing the documents in the process. This refreshes my silent assassin rating as nobody except my target spotted me. I then extract through the nearby gates. Starting off the Sarajevo 6 is the director. For the campaign that has the 2 hardest missions, this one is really simple. Starting in the attic allows me to climb onto the light rig and hang onto the side without being suspicious. When Scott comes over, I knock out the nearby bodyguard and then toss Scott down off the balcony. After dragging one of the bodies behind the corner and knocking one more guard out, I extract by going to the other side of the attic, which isn't trespassing after I leave it, and then I move out of the front gate. This mission is also doable, unlike the mission that follows shortly after this one. I start in the ICA safe house and move off the mansion grounds and climb into the fountain. I subdue a scientist in the garage and grab his keycard, then make my way to the kitchen. After knocking out the chef, I get into the biolab the same way I did last time. After knocking out the guard on top of the cliff, I slide down the pipe where I peekaboo Gary over to my location. After knocking him out, I dump him in a nearby vat of acid and then extract with the plane. This is the last mission before the ridiculously difficult ones. Starting in the school alley, I climb across the side of the school and turn on the vacuum cleaner, and I knock out the guy who comes to investigate. I then knock out a military commander, then multiple patrolling soldiers. When Walter returns to Zaydan's office, I peekaboo him to the vacuum cleaner where I punch him square in the face before killing him. I then climb up to the headmaster's office where I knock out the headmaster and then extract out of the city gate. This is the mission that I've been hyping up. The mission that's so ridiculously difficult that it almost drove me insane. Just listen to me as I'm resetting for my final run.
Welcome to Bangkok,
So,
47.
this mission absolutely
target and
sucks.
his
I
wife
hate
arrived earlier
it.
today.
It's by far the most
Hotel
difficult mission
records indicate they will remain
in all
here
3
for at least a
games.
week.
The reason why it's so difficult is because your target, John Stubbs, is never out of the public eye. The only way I've been able to find is this way. I start in my personal suite and move through the atrium to a terrace next to a bar. After triggering a conversation with some hotel staff, I knock out another staff member inside the building before knocking out 2 waiters in the back alley. I peekaboo every staff member, waiter, guard, and gardener in the area to this alley and knock them out. Then, finally, I knock out 2 guests at the bar, clearing this area of prying eyes. The reason why this is so difficult is because lots of NPCs barely see you trespassing, making it horrible to peekaboo them over. In case of the bar guests, they don't even know you're trespassing. Sometimes you're even dragging bodies right behind the guards. All the while, you need to watch for a patrolling waiter, 2 patrolling guests, and random head turning from a hotel staff member at the entrance of the hotel. This made this mission painfully difficult, and we're not even done. When John returns, I push his wife to the side, allowing me to knock her out right out of sight of the hotel staff member out front. At this point, John is moving out towards the upstairs bar where even more people are looking. Luckily, I intercept him and stall him on the stairs until this waitress passes. After that, I knock him out on the stairs and kill him. This buys me just enough time for me to extract at the boat before that same waitress and Miss Mugjai find him. The fact that the most difficult mission is set in Bangkok is astonishing to me. This target looks innocent from the outside, but John Stubbs is by far the worst target in this game without items. Fun fact, when I found this mission's route, I instantly recorded it afterwards because I didn't want to wait until I got this mission in sequence because I was afraid I wouldn't be able to replicate the route again. Luckily, I got my run, allowing me to move on to the next one. This mission is set in Colorado again, but it's decently easy once you know the trick. The target, Patrick Morgan, commands 4 militia members. If Patrick or the militia comes in a certain range of you, they'll start walking towards you regardless of if they have line of sight on you, while ignoring coins and guns on the floor. Even if you're a floor above, they will wander to your location. It sounds horrible, but here's how I managed to do it. After knocking out a demolitionist, I move to one of the side sheds. I knock out both the demolitionists in the room and hide their bodies. At this point, Patrick is on the other side of the farm and about to walk back. When Patrick walks back, his militia stays behind for a bit. If I get in range of him, he'll move into this shed, which I cleared of people before. Sadly, Sean Rose is there at the moment, and I loop Patrick by vaulting through the window over and over again. When Sean leaves, I kill Patrick and run towards the exit, hoping that his body doesn't get found in the process. After resetting once, I won, giving me Silent Assassin on what seemed like the most difficult mission here. Finishing off the Sarajevo 6 is the controller. While Taiji Koyama is the easiest target yet, the second objective, gathering the Sigma operations files, is one of the hardest. I need to enter the director's office to get the files, and there are 3 ways to get it. 1. Disguising as the director, which I'm not allowed to do. 2. Bringing or finding a remote keycard hacker, which I'm not allowed to do as it counts as an item. 3. Drag the director's body towards his office to remotely open the door. But that would be insane. You'd have to drag the director from the kitchen all the way to his office without getting seen. No way that can happen, right? The only 2 missions that are left are the Christmas ones, with Holiday Hoarders being first. Luckily, as a Christmas gift, Santa gave me 2 levels that are ridiculously easy. Starting in the attic, I run to Harry, grab him, and kill him. I leave him as his body won't get found. I run through the apartment and go downstairs where I just grab Marv and drag him away before killing him. Easy as pie. With a nearby basement door serving as an exit, this mission was a huge sigh of relief after the last 3 levels of the Sarajevo 6. For the last level, we return to Hokkaido once more, where we need to kill Dmitry Fedorov. I move to the garden and wait for a gardener to leave before subduing Dmitry's guard. Then, after getting spotted by Dmitry, I knock him out and toss him off the roof and extract with the cable car. Easy. So, that finally allows me to answer the question, can you complete Hitman, all of Hitman, with way too many rules? Yes, you can. If you've made it this far into the video, an absolutely massive thanks for watching it all. This challenge took months to find and record routes, and it took me days to write the script and edit it all together. If you're interested, I have a spreadsheet with information, statistics, comments, and tier lists for all the targets and missions in this challenge, which I linked in the description. For those of you that don't know, I want to make challenge runs on multiple games. If there's something you want me to see, let me know in the comments and join my Discord servers to get answers on your ideas directly. For those of you that found my channel because of Inazuma 11, don't worry, either the next video or the one after will be another challenge run of Inazuma 11 Strikers, this time on the 2013 version of the game. Thanks again so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.